let's seal up this week with mind-blowing wonders of what God has been able to do amongst his people. Take a look at what Jesus did for people like you and I.
My name is Blessing, and I'm giving this testimony from Ontario, Canada. I've come to return all glory to my Elroy. Last year, my son was diagnosed of left portal vein thrombosis. And I know there's this day on the altar, I was sleeping, I will not lie. But then I heard Pastor Jerry mention something vein thrombosis. And then I woke up like, did I just hear vein thrombosis? I said, yeah, my son was diagnosed of left portal vein thrombosis. And I've really been worried about it. We went back to the hospital, the same hospital where we had got the diagnosis. We went back there because we had 2 appointments on that day, the 23rd of September 2024. The first was ultrasound. So they did the ultrasound. So we're told to go and come back later to meet with the doctors. So hours later, we came back. And then the doctor came in with 2 other doctors from Newcastle. She introduced them, saying in my head, I was like, come on, what's going on? What's going on? But then fear gripped me. So I just remembered what Pastor Jerry will always say. Pastor Jerry will always say, even if our faith is not enough, that his faith is enough. I held on to that word. And Pastor Jerry will always say, what they saw before, they will not see again.
I don't know the report they gave you. I don't know what you are going through. At the sound of your amen, what they saw before, they will not see it again.
So while she was talking, explaining, in my mind, I just kept saying, what they saw before, they will not see again. What they saw before, they will not see again. 80% of what she said that day, I did not hear because I was not listening. The only thing that was just echoing in my head was, what they saw before, they will not see again. And then next I heard was, Mom, congratulations, your son is free. No more thrombosis, the blood clots gone. I was like, Elroy, is this how you do? Is this how you do? So then asked if I needed a copy of the ultrasound. I'm like, yeah. So in my mind I was like, when you guys gave that diagnosis, you didn't ask if I needed a copy. Now that I have my evidence, you are asking if I need a copy. Yes, I need a copy. This is the copy. This is my evidence. This is my evidence. So I've come to give all glory to God. I've come back to say thank you. Like that one leper who came back. I've come back to this Elroy to say thank you, for it can only be God. The God who sees me. He has done it for me. He has healed my son. Thank you. Thank you so much. Pastor Jerry, your strength will not fail you. The Lord will continue to strengthen you, because I tell you, it is not easy. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. What God cannot do does not exist.
What God cannot do does not exist. What Elroy cannot do does not exist. My name is Miracle Seneko, and I'm here to give God the glory on behalf of the life of my younger brother, Emmanuel Seneko. The God of this altar has seen us and has seen my prayers. It all happened 3 months ago. My brother came back from his defense, and after his defense, he became mute. We woke up one morning and saw that he was mute. Everybody asked him, what's wrong with you? He wasn't talking. Slowly, he was deteriorating. He became a vegetable. He wasn't saying anything. He could not eat. He couldn't cater for himself. It got to a point that we were all feeding him. We were bathing him. We were giving him food. We have to put him in a lying down position before he sleeps. You have to, if he's standing, he can stand there for the next 5 hours unless you come to make him sit down. It became very worse. My parents were devastated. They took him to hospitals. Doctors were not saying anything. They were not giving a name to whatever was wrong with him. And the one that really broke my parents was when my auntie said they should take him to a church, and my parents took him to the church because they said it was spiritual. And when they took him to the church, the people there said they have to collect a particular amount of money before they could deliver him. And that one really broke me, and I'm like, that was when my spirit woke up and said, You are connected to the fire altar. Why do you have to go and pay money to deliver your brother? And I connected my dad to this altar. I told him, Daddy, there's an altar that you don't have to pay money for. And my dad connected him, and I told him that put the phone on his ear whenever he's praying. Whenever Papa is praying, put the phone on his ear. I went back home that period. I gave them the communion, and I got this polo from him. This is my brother's polo. I wore it all through the month of September. I was praying wholeheartedly. I was praying like never before, and I was saying, God, please heal my brother. As I'm wearing this shirt and I'm connecting to this altar, do what only you can do. Wherever his soul was, wherever they've taken his soul, bring it back. That was my prayer continuously, Papa. And you were declaring it, lost soul restored, lost soul restored. Papa, my brother came back. In 3 weeks into September, my brother started getting himself. I said, okay, I'm going to hold on till I see this full testimony before I come to this altar, and I give God the praise. As of now, Papa, my brother is normal. He can do everything a 22-year-old boy will do, and even more. He can do everything he was doing and even more. He came back better than before. I am here to return the glory because it's only you. Doctors could not even help. Nobody knew what the name was. It's only the God of this commission that could answer. It's only Elroy. I am here like that one leper, and I'm saying thank you, Papa. I'll return with many more testimonies. This is my first, and it will be more than 1 out of 10. Thank you, Papa. May the oil on your head never run dry.
We dey pray. My name is Carmen Ibie Ogedegbe. I am an NSPPDian. I want to say, just to give a brief background, I was there in August, I think, this year, to give the testimonies for multiple breakthroughs. I got married at 52. My home office sponsorship license was restored with commendation. My HMRC, my money that was frozen, my personal and business money that was frozen by the HMRC of the United Kingdom, was restored with compensation and apology. As if it was not enough, because there were 4 things I was praying for at the time. In October 2023, the UK government decided to start regulating our service. And the regulators are Ofsted. For those of you who live in the UK, you know they like some demigods. Anyway, we still put in the application on time in October 2023. In February, we got our interview. And then they were raising one excuse after the other. When I came for this testimony, I said, I'm not going to wait for that testimony anymore. So I came to give the testimonies in August. However, when I returned, during one of the NSPPD, Papa said, 20 years in one day.
20 years in one day. 20 years in one day.
I thought he made a slip of tongue, to be honest. Like, 20 years one day. But I keyed into it. And that day, I decided to start to make a seed. I said I will make a seed to key into this word. And I will continue this seed until I carry my evidence of my Ofsted registration. So I started making that seed. And the words were coming every day. It was like Papa was talking to me. Then we did the 5 days dance, praise and dance, and the Lord turned it. On the first day, 4 a.m., 23rd of September, I woke up and I did my prayers. I did my dance. I put all the evidence. I printed out my evidence. I printed out the certificates months ago in May, and I'll give it communion. I'll just clean it to give it communion, do all these things to, as a move of faith. But I said I'll carry this evidence, so I started that dance that day, and I danced. I danced and I prayed. I was in Transcorp hotel, and they came to knock on my door that you are disturbing the people that were sleeping in their room. I said, these people don't want me to praise this, my God. I will praise. I said, sorry, I'm very sorry. I will turn down the music, and I continued. That morning, Monday morning, 23rd, we were on the NSPPD altar, and Papa made a lot of these declarations. After the service, we had at 8:56 to be exact, I got an email. My Ofsted registration certificate was given. Day 1 of the dance. Praise the Lord. As if it was not enough. On the 17th of September, Papa had said we are in our new season. That was the thing. I am in my new season. There was a contract that we bidded for. Because of everything that's been happening, I didn't want to disappoint myself, so I just told my staff to do it. And they said, they will do it. In fact, I didn't want to go for the contract. But my staff encouraged me that they would do it. I said, I don't want to be let down. So they did it. If I did it, I would say that it's my expertise. for these people that did not know anything, they did the contract. There were 2 contracts worth millions of pounds, 10 years contract. 2 lots that people that had been doing this business for years longer than I have, they did it. On that 17th, Papa said the thing, I am in my new season. That evening at 4 o'clock, we got an email to say that we have been selected for the contracts. 2 contracts, not 1. We got the 2 selection, and they asked us to wait 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks of cooling period. If there's any other people that challenge the decision or anything like that, that those 2 weeks will end on the 30th of September. On the 30th of September, I was in the altar. I was praying, but I was more happy. In fact, I wasn't too particular about that because I was more excited about the hostel that had come. And then on the 1st, Papa said, this is the thing. October, glorious things are spoken of me.
October!
October at 4:37 p.m. we got the letters from the local authority to say that we have been awarded these contracts for millions of pounds. In fact, we do not qualify. Papa, God will bless you. God will bless you. That this call of God that you obeyed, that you are doing this work, that you are making us that even think we have faith to see that we are just starting. God will bless you. God will bless you for your discipline. God will bless you for your tenacity. God will bless you because every day you wake up, I know it is not easy. It is not easy to be consistent. But your consistency, may the oil on your head, as they say, it will never run dry. God bless you. What God cannot do.
One of the things that you probably would not know from what she has said, getting a certificate, an Ofsted certificate in the United Kingdom means that you have certificate to cater for children needs. In other words, you could set up a school, you could set up a daycare. That in itself is like oil money in Nigeria. Now, the second part of her testimony is that a whole council has been given to her. In other words, the government of the United Kingdom will pay her to cater for children in a whole Peru.
What God cannot do
does not exist.
What God cannot do
does not exist.
My name is Adoma.
And I'm Chisom.
And we're sending in this video from the United Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Earlier this year, I had a baby and the enemy wanted to steal my joy. But it's not possible because we have backing on this altar.
So what we are afraid of,
you know, Apple. You know. So before I go into my testimony properly, let me give a little backstory. So back in 2020, I had a baby girl, beautiful baby girl, and she was diagnosed with AVSD, which is a rare congenital heart defect. She was supposed to get like a heart surgery and all of that, but during the course of her illness, people kept sending me links of NSPPD. Like I kept hearing about it from different people as well, but I just never connected. And even the one time that I tried, I was like, what's all this noise? God forgive me. I was like, what's going on? And I just did not connect. So we went to India, we had the surgery, and then we came back to Nigeria. She was getting better, and then one day, all of a sudden, she just died, you know. And I struggled with that heart for so long. So fast forward to 2023. I joined NSPPD. She introduced me to NSPPD, and when I joined NSPPD, I would join the prayer, but during the testimony time, I would just log off because I felt so much guilt in my heart. I just kept thinking to myself, like, if I had just joined, what happened to that girl? That girl wouldn't have died. There's no way that girl would have died. There's just no way. I was consumed with so much guilt, and of course, by God's grace, I now took in again, and the enemy wanted to just come and steal my joy, but it's not possible anyway because I'm now on the altar, you know. So when I was pregnant, I went for a scan, and one day they just told me one thing, that they were seeing something in this one's heart. While she was still in the tummy, I was a bit shaking, I'm not going to lie, but I just remembered, I'm on the altar. What is that? I'm on the altar of fire, you know. So I had her, you know, I carried the pregnancy really well, and when I had her, she had her first scan, her first echo scan. And that day, I remember the doctor was just telling me that they are seeing this one, they are seeing this one, they are seeing this one. I just kept on looking at her. I just kept thinking, like, when I was just saying, it's not my daughter, you are seeing all these things. It's not possible. It's not possible. It will not happen again, you know. So days later, we did the scan, and she now started saying, like, she felt for certain that there is one condition like that. So she spoke with my sister, who is a doctor, and told her, explain things to her. My sister started shaking. And it's one thing when you don't like, when more people are confirming something for you, like I started feeling really shaky. I started crying. We called my dad, who is also a consultant, and my dad just said one thing that really broke my heart. And he was like, why is this always happening? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a negative pattern. No, this thing just wants to keep on repeating itself. And we just cried and cried and cried. That night, just before I was about to sleep off, I now logged into my Instagram, and I kid you not, the first thing I saw, the very first post, I'm not talking, it's not the second one, it's not the fourth one. Like, when people say how these things happen to them, you just be wondering, you will sound so surreal. Like, the very first post I saw was a video of Pastor Jerry praying and saying that whatever it is that wants to repeat a negative pattern in your life.
I don't know who I am praying for, but any power that wants to repeat a negative pattern in your present, any power that wants to recreate a negative pattern, a painful pattern in your presence, the sound of your amen, let it be broken.
Like, he was praying against it. I said, this thing is for me, this is me, I started rejoicing. I was so happy. I called my sister. I told her, there is no need to cry again. Say God has entered this matter. God has confirmed
we
this.
did our 10 minutes challenge.
There was just no reason. God, I was so happy. I told her, don't worry. I'm telling you for a fact. Don't worry. It is settled. So they referred us to a bigger hospital to go and repeat the scan there, and then meet a cardiologist for children there, for babies, So when we went to that other hospital to redo the scan, when the doctor now came in, the main doctor that we had come to see, the doctor now sat down and I started doing the scan herself, and she was not like, this one, no, it's normal. This one, it's normal. It's I said, God, are you like, is this how you are? I was so happy. I was so happy. And then it was God, I was so happy. The next thing, she now said, okay, that everything seems normal, but they want to do one final check for something that she saw somewhere or something. When she was saying all those ones, I say, it's not my testimony will not be half-baked. God has completed this thing. God has completed, for by the reason of this altar of fire, God has done it. Like the way God even did the whole thing, there was just no reason to lose faith anymore, And then we went back for like another scan again because of whatever it is that she said she saw. After doing that scan, we waited for a few days we waited anyway for the results to come out. And when we went, I will tell you the doctor's exact words, that what those things that they said that they saw before, that they cannot see it anymore. This is God. What God cannot do does not exist. And I'm like, this is what people said that you saw. This one. God is so wonderful. God is so wonderful. Oh goodness. Pastor Jerry, thank you so much. I don't think you understand the impact, your impact in this generation. May God continue to enrich you. May God continue to bless you.
And as we begin to celebrate our God, if you can do a miracle, don't say anything. But if you know the doer is God, celebrate. Give the Lord a loud shout. We the praise. You are a great God. You are a great God. You are a great God. All I know, all we know, you are great God. You are a great God. You are a great God. All I know, you are too faithful to fail me. Jesus, you are too faithful to disappoint me. Child, you've proven yourself in my life, and I've come to realize you are too faithful to fail me. We the praise. And as what a season to be alive. Hallelujah.